You had mentioned that you had never had a big play like that or big drive, but I have to think somewhere along the line maybe you did. But just again, how fun was the last buck 45 of that game?
Yeah, it was really fun. Like I said, thank goodness I didn't get to see, the third down that I sailed the ball because I was, kind of taking a little high-low shot. But all I heard was the oohs and ahs. And usually once you hear the ah, you're like, okay. So, like, clearly we're still going to get another chance at it. But I didn't know that it would, obviously what had happened. But, no, that drive was awesome. Obviously a little bit of adversity on that last drive, just like the rest of the game. But, we found a way to persevere and came out on top. So that's what you want. We've been in so many close games since I've been here, and it felt good to finally win one of those close ones.
That second drive, he goes for it on 4th and 1 from your own 34. Does that send a shot of confidence through you guys offensively? Like, okay, we're going to be aggressive today. Let's get after it, or is it just another play?
No, 100%. Obviously, at that point in the game, usually I think a lot of coaches would just punt it away. You can kind of tell, though, from all of our body language, none of us budged. We all knew that Coach Sad was going to go for it, and, we knew that going into that game, like I said, we were going to have to score points. It's a really good offense on the other side. So was really happy with the call and just, like you just said, like instilling confidence in our group by him choosing to go for it there. And, we picked it up, ended up going on a big, long drive, and ended up putting it in the end zone. I think that just kind of just set the tone for the rest of the game for sure. So really pleased with that.
When did you find out Dante wasn't going to play, and how did you go about moving past it, knowing that you guys can still go out and get a win?
I had a little bit more insider info than a lot of people did, so I had known that there was a good chance that he wasn't going to play. I knew that his recovery was going well and stuff, so there was a slight chance, but we all knew for the most part that there was a pretty good chance he wasn't going to play. But just having him there was a very big help for sure. He's grown so much as a vocal leader and stuff, so having him there on the sidelines, just rallying the troops and everything was really good for us to have. So big shout out to him, and hopefully he's all good to go this week.
We talked a lot about Caldwell, Goody, Cyrus early in the season. Noah Jennings, Isaiah Johnson, big grab, even Gavin at tight end. How good are those guys that are just waiting in the wings?
Yeah, like I said, I always think y'all are thinking that I'm just giving the quarterback answer whenever I say that I love all of our guys. I love throwing to all of our guys, and that I believe in all of our guys, but I truly do. And I think Saturday proved that, that they can step up and make plays whenever they need to. Still upset with Gavin for not scoring on that one, but we'll let that one slide for now. I'm sure he won't let it happen again, especially when he gets that close. I said, Gavin, you're 6'7", dude. There's no way you should ever get stopped on the 1-inch line. So we'll definitely learn from that going forward. But, we don't win the game without Noah Jennings making that unbelievable catch. So props to him. And Zay's been really good with the ball in his hands. So we just got to keep finding a way to get all of our playmakers the ball.
Gavin, did you see the tape? How was he in, or was it close, or did anyone see?
Oh, it was close, but he wasn't in.
Yeah.
So, no, we're not giving him any benefit of the doubt for that one. So we'll leave it at that.
How many times have you watched the Noah catch since then?
A lot. Just because it's crazy, because it's not like even just like how truly a game of inches that football actually is, because it's not like he just straight up palmed it, because it was kind of behind him, almost hit right there on his wrist, and it just dies, and he just reels it in somehow. So unbelievable catch by him. And that was another one of those. I kind of got hit low, so I didn't really get to see it. And then I heard their reaction, so I known that he had pulled it in. So, yeah, credit to him. He's a really good player and made some really good plays for us so far this year.
At what point did you get a sense that this was going to be a shootout last week? Could you feel it coming in? Did you know they've got a high-powered offense, we're going to have to match them? Or was it something during the game that were like, all right, Jalen's cooking, I'm cooking,
Yeah.
this is going to be fun?
A little bit of both. And, both defenses were doing good things. It was just sometimes the offenses are clicking and, you're just finding ways to put points on the board. And I just felt, we kind of got that sense going into halftime, especially hey, we're going to have to keep scoring. And, just overall, just going into the week as well, we knew what kind of offense they were. They do a bunch of different things. They're really explosive. Jalen's a great quarterback. So we knew we were going to have to put points up. And everybody keeps saying it, and I really do, believe it. But, whoever had the ball last, we were just going back and forth. So, it was a crazy game for sure. Definitely a fun one to come out on the winning side of.
Coach mentioned your 140 yards rushing last year when I brought up your passing performance against Iowa State. How much do you look at that and learn from it? As he mentioned, your receiving group is different. Their secondary is different. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like I need to get a little redemption here in the passing game this time? Or are you going to run it for 150 yards a game?
Yeah. No, I always tell y'all I would rather throw for sure than run. But whatever it takes to win. Obviously, I would prefer to have more than 70 yards passing in every game. It was 66. Okay, thanks, Chad. So, no, but any time that I have a chance to, move the chains, whatever that may be, I think that we have just a overall better feel for the scheme, me especially, of ways that we can get our guys the ball and move the chains, through the air. And then if it requires me to go to the ground game with it, then I'll do that. But I feel really good about our passing game this year, and I'm excited to see what we can do on Saturday.
Caldwell kind of got chastised a little bit about stretching the ball out a few games ago. Do you think that was reason why that Gavin didn't stretch out at the one?
No, because, you look at about every player, they would end up doing in that situation. Gavin's just a young kid trying to do everything right, but I'm sure that, if he does score there, nobody asks too many questions, It's always one of those, like a little slap on the wrist, like, hey, don't do that. It works, though, so we're not too upset with you. We don't fault Gavin for not doing it, but everybody obviously is like, okay, you were at the 1 inch yard line and you're 6'7". Like, you don't even have to reach the ball. I just freaking barely reach it out, and you're going to have it. Jeff's was a little bit egregious, but, yeah, he ended up scoring, so not too many people asked too many questions about that.
And you guys played, at Arrowhead Stadium first week. How much do you think that prepared you guys for the raucous crowd in Kansas?
Yeah, like I said, that atmosphere and whenever we were in Kansas City was really, really loud, probably the loudest that I've been a part of. So it was able to, prepare us for the rest of the way, especially on our road games, and just getting us ready for, if we need to go silent, we can do that, or if we just go normal cadence. So I think all the guys handled that really well. I don't think we had any pre-snap penalties. I could be wrong about that, but I don't believe we did. So we did a really good job with that.
And your big dogs got, Big 12 offensive line of the week for a second time. Did you give them any extra pat on the backs or any speeches or whatnot once you got the news?
Yeah, obviously. I always give them a hard time throughout the week, but they'll be treated to a nice steak for sure. After every win, we always go get Jeff Ruby, so the big boys are always appreciative of that. Maybe I'll get us a nice dessert or something for the beef of the week, I guess. But no, those guys are blocking their tail off. It stinks that the one sack was on a little bootleg that they had nothing to do with. So yeah, well, at least we're playing with house money now, so I can just sit back there. I told him, I said, well, now that we got the sack out of the way, I'm just going to sit back there and hold on to the ball a little bit longer. So y'all boys be ready for that. Jeff
Ruby's after a win. That's got to be one really positive benefit of the NIL era. Yeah,
100%. I'm gonna start making these old line. I'm gonna start making these old linemen chip in for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a positive. But yeah, anytime we win, I'll take them out. So it's a win-win for all of us. Go get a good meal. We're only doing it because we win. So I hope we go every single week.
You got Big 12, Offensive Player of the Week. Is anybody doing anything nice for you? That's the question of the day.
Just got to keep stacking them. I don't know. People are always nice to me. They're always too nice. So I need to, back to after the Nebraska game, whenever I was getting beat down, I need that again. So, no, it's been really fun. Just being able to pull out that win. The plane ride home was really enjoyable. And then just the locker room, you can tell everybody's got a sense of confidence about them, that we finally were able to pull out one of those close ones. And we're excited to get back to it on Saturday.
What did you see on the kind of lob to Tawi? Did he turn the wrong way? Did you put it in the wrong spot? Because it looked like kind of a confusing play.
Keegan, I don't want to don't even get me started on that. That was a play for Evan Pryor. We've talked about this with Tawi. He's a little stiff in the hips, so I give him a hard time about that. It was just one of those things. I kind of had to throw it a little bit away just so that safety didn't get involved. It was a tough adjustment by him. He made it look really hard too, so I'm gonna give him a hard time. I'm gonna keep giving him a hard time about it. But no, it was definitely a learning experience for both of us.
Big 12 media days, you quarterbacks kind of hang out a little bit. What do you know of Beck? Have you gotten to know him at all? And he's a similar tough guy that can do a lot of things like you.
Yeah. So for the most part, all of us QBs got to know each other a little bit. I try to talk to them as much as possible, but obviously throughout the season, it's not very common that we get to catch up and talk. So I'm sure I'll talk to him after the game. He's a really good dude. So he's really talented, really good quarterback. He's been a good quarterback for the past couple of years. So definitely be a good challenge for us and another good competition for us for sure.
How much do you benefit from playing against a similar defense every day in practice? Does it help? Do you feel like it gives you an advantage, or is it just two teams that are similar but they're not? You can't really base much off of it.
Oh, no, we're definitely very, very similar to the point of where you can get good reads from our defense. But at the end of the day, they're going to do different stuff, or else, we just go out there and it'll just be a practice. So, last year it obviously didn't go in our favor in the passing game, so we got to find a way to get the pass game going early this week. So, whatever that takes. If they want to drop everything back, we'll check it down. If they want to come down, we'll take some shots. So whatever it may be, we got to find a way to move the chains.
140 rushing.
Maybe 140 rushing, as long as we got 300 passing too.